Hello, people of Patreon. Welcome to a folding session. This is a recorded session, and it's gonna be like this because it's easier for now. Well, because today it's just been weird. I'm in my parents' house, and my brother has COVID. He's in the other room, and I'm like taking care of him just to make sure that he has everything he needs. And I gotta feed the dog in about an hour. So I thought, hey, we'll do this. I'll do all the chores I gotta do, and then I'll do this, I thought. And I wanted to show you this game that I used to play when I was a kid. I'll show you other stuff too, but this game, you might like it, you might not. But let's see how we do. I think I've done this one before, but because Patreon sucks at cataloging things will just get lost down the line. So, we do what we can. Anyway, let's move on to this and see what you think about it. So I call this El Camino de la Fortuna in Spanish. So Camino is road, Fortuna fortune, so the road of fortune. And it's because it's sort of like a play on the fortune teller. It's super simple, super simple. So we start with a square, and then we take it from there. So I wanted to thank Shashi because she invited me to her class on Gather Fold from Origami USA. They kind of like had a little shindig, little thing, and she gave a class and she invited me to attend, and I was there, and they did this Gather Town thing again, and it's actually quite fun, the Gather Town like dynamic. And we also had the Friday MOB session. So it was like Friday MOB and then Shashi's class, which was great. I mean, it all kind of aligned. And then afterwards, after Shashi's class, I kind of got to talking with Jared Oriholic. It was mainly me asking him things. Also Janessa, I think that she's also big in the Origami USA. She was like an admin. They were both admins, so I think they know what they're doing. They're part of like the whole team of Origami USA people. And this other girl, I think she was young, like she was probably like 15, but she was the one that kind of got me to turn on my camera and my microphone, because she asked me, "Hey, are you Kami Kilai, the guy who gave that folding Islamic patterns class?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so we got to talking, and then I got talking to Jared, and he's done like commercials and he's done all kinds of things, which is super amazing. It's so fun that to see somebody at that level just be so humble and cool about it. And I was just like asking him questions, and we were just talking. So many cool designs that he has. Like, it was amazing to me. Like the color changes and all this. Like, you just get pulled back a little bit. And yeah, we were just kind of like talking, and we stayed up for about, with Shashi's class. So okay, we have the preliminary fold, pretty easy stuff. This is actually a super easy design. What's not easy is sort of like how the game works. So it's a game. So this I designed this when I was in middle school. So you be the judge. But I guess I've never been to an origami convention, so not that I guess I haven't. I haven't been to an origami convention. Wait, let me see if I can change the levels on this thing. Because it seems to me that it's a little bit too bright. Let's see. No, the brightness is fine. Maybe the contrast, yeah, we can pull it down a little bit. Yeah, I want to kind of reduce the burn. Let me see. Okay, it looks better. I mean, it still gets burned, but I think it's a little better. Yeah, let's leave it at that for now. Oh, no, it's worse. What do you guys think? I look like green. Gee. I actually put it here. But is this thing previewing or not? I mean, sorry, you guys, sorry. technical It's not a difficulty, but it is a technical thing. Yeah, you know what? I'll take the brightness down. I'll put the gamma levels like here. That's good. My hands are darker, like the shadows are a lot darker, but I think the paper, you can tell a little bit more about it. Maybe, oof, no, it's too dark. No, it's too dark. It looks like now we're in like a horror movie. And I still look green. So anyway, Jared was talking to me about, okay, so we're repeating the process. It's like a fortune teller. So super simple stuff. Just take your corners to the centers. By the way, when I was a kid, how I would do it, and it would blow my mind, was I would have it like this. I would fold like a preliminary fold kind of deal, and then goddamn, how do I get it to stop burning? Wait, let me see if I can close the. No, let me see. Let me close these. Give me just a second. My dog lays on my bed and she's so cute. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Oh Jesus. Nah, dude, I need like a professional recording studio because this is nonsense. But anyway, this is how I would do it. It's the same deal, right? It's the same idea of just taking the corners to the center. Then you have your fortune teller. But then the idea is that you unfold completely. And you have this shape, right? So you turn it over and then you click on these 4 points. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now all of a sudden it's facing towards you. By the way, if you had one pop backwards like this, then this is the pajarita. Right? But if you have all 4, well, if you have 2, you get the windmill, the interchanged windmill. No, it wasn't like this. I think it was kind of like this, like the idea of the typical, not typical, but the inverted windmill kind of goes like this. Goes one, oh yeah, then this one goes back, this one goes front. Yeah, so it's the same kind of deal except a little bit different. We're not talking about this though. This is the inverted windmill. Pretty simple stuff. Classic shit. Anyway, you get all 4 to go like this, so you get like the typical windmill base, if you will. You open these up, you bring them down, like so. And then the idea is that you sort of assume that you're starting over. So you look at this and you say like, it's a square. So I'm going to do the algorithm. Put the corner to the center. He might be in the other room, but yeah, I hear my brother cough and I do get a little bit nervous, like because I'm like thinking, oh, it's going through the ducts. It's going through the air vent. You know what I mean? Yeah, knock on wood. Anyway, then we have this. We take these and we put them on the center again. This isn't something that happens on the other level, the level on top of it, but it does help to sort of drive the point across a little bit. Just to be able to reduce everything to a single square is, at the end of the day, the intention. And we have it like this. Wait a minute. And it has these slits. Sorry, I think I moved the camera a little bit. Yeah. Has these slits, and then you open these slits up like this, and you push them. And then you open this tongue up like this. You get these little like triangles looking shapes. And you have this tongue. Right? So notice where I am. I'm in the side that has all these layers going to the center. Not the back that has the slits. And I put the tongue underneath so I get the layer to fall on top of the tongue. 1, 2. Do the same for all of them. I always thought that this could have been a great modular. Oh, there's actually another design that I want to teach you guys. I haven't folded it yet, but I found it going through old stuff. So I started going through a lot of my old notebooks, a lot of my old like boxes that I had. And this is what I'm going to show you after this is one of the first designs I ever did. And it's fun, it's weird, and I did a lot of modulars with it, like by itself. It's cool. And I recently posted like a little sculpture I did with it. So I think it would be fun to teach that. And then we have this. So this is what caught my eye when I was a kid. So when I was in middle school, I did this, and I was like completely like mesmerized by it. And I started looking at it and seeing how there were all these pockets. I'm like folding here, and the camera's over there, so I'm just gonna move the camera. So it has all these pockets. Right, that was the intention. And so I started counting it out, like, well, there's this layer first, all right? And then there's these underneath that, like, individual pockets. And then a big pocket underneath. And then also, there was this pocket right here. So each quadrant has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 pockets. Or like, you know, flaps that open up and show things. So my game that I played was as follows. This is exactly how I did it when I was a kid too. I would write numbers, so I go like 1, 2, and then I would turn it over like this, and 3, 4, and then rotate it, 5, 6, then rotate, 7, 8, and then underneath the 1 and the 2, I'll write here 9, 3, 4, in the middle I will write 10, 5, 6, in between them I'll write 11, and 7, 8, in between them I'll write 12. So the idea is to enable the user to see it as though they have 3 options on each quadrant. That's the idea. Next, what I would do to write down this would be to open these up like this, the first layer that opens. And I would use the bottom half, the one that's part of all this shit, like part of all this layering. And I would write down arrows. I would draw arrows. So I wanted to keep like some balance. I think this is maybe the hardest part to design. I forget how I did it now. But if I remember correctly, I kind of did just like, you know, you can change or play around with this, but I would go like front and then to the right. And so now this one has 1, selecting it, this also has 1. So you want to keep it level. 1, 1, 0, 0, right? Like there's no arrows pointing to it. So one already has 1, so let's give another one to somewhere else. Let's give that one to there. Let's give that one to this. Now this one has 1, and this one has 1. Now it's all balanced. So now I want to so I give these two 1. Now this is going to be 2, 2, and then who's going to give to this guy? So I got to give this guy right now some. So there, and then I'm going to give 1 to there. So as it stands, this one has 2, this one has 1, and this one has 1. So this one has to go also to the sides, right? facing here, that's 1, 2, so that's 2. This is 2 already. So these two are done. This one only has 1, and this one only has 1. So yeah, pretty cut and dry. So now all of them have 2 arrows facing each other. Alright, cool. So next step is to write down the numbers but in different places. So what that means is that the way I pictured it was you would start here, right? Like a normal fortune teller. You start with this, and of course you could color these in. I guess that would be the way to do it. Or write down color names or like names of people, whatever you want to do. You gotta have the people select the thing. So it goes like, you know, you could write numbers there too. So it goes like 1, 2, 3, right? And so now it says they're like 5, 6, 7, 8, and 12. So you choose a side. That's what I would tell them. Choose a side. So go like, they'd say a number. So it'd say like 5, 8. So 7, 8, sorry, this side. It would say a number from either. That's in there. So the number they choose, you know, you could do that thing where you go around again. But you kind of know that if it's an even number, it's going to change. If it's an even number, it's going to stay in the same. If it's an odd number, it's going to change into the other. So you can kind of do that. But if it's a kid, of course, the kid doesn't know that. So you can just go like 3, 1, 2, 3. And then choose one number, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you kind of know as an adult that if it's odd, it's going to change. If it's even, it's going to stay. But kids don't. So you do a little game. Then they choose another number, and the number they choose, you open that side. So let's say they choose 2, so you open that up. And now that I'm thinking about it, it would have been smart to put the arrow to the number they choose, like maybe change this arrow direction, but I didn't do it like that. Anyway, now they have to choose an arrow. That's what I'll tell them. Choose an arrow. And so they would go like, all right, and then right this side, so then this arrow. So then you gotta choose 7, 8, or 12. So let's say they choose 8. So if they choose 8, you gotta open up this, and you get this little pocket out. And so that's where our numbers have to be written. And we have to write all 12 numbers down. I've probably done this one before, I think. Like, I'm getting little flashbacks of this game. But yeah, I was so young, dude. So yeah, we have to write down all 12 numbers. There's going to be 8 numbers around here, and then there's going to be 4 numbers inside of this pockets. So we just kind of like spice it up, right? Kind of go like 1, 2. Let's not spice it up too much. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. You can always play with this. Well, 8, 8, no, I don't like that. So that these two are not the same, I'm just gonna write here 10. So now I gotta open up this. So that one's like the hardest number to draw in, like on the back of this little pocket. So 8's down, and now 9. I don't want 9 to be where 9 is, so now here. There's a 9. Then 10, we already wrote down 10, so then 11 and 12 finally. So here's going to be 11. And then 12. So now all 12 numbers are somewhere. This is also better if you use other pencils. So again, you choose this whatever. 1, 2, 3, and then you choose one number, and then whatever number that is, if it's odd, you know what to do. So let's say it's even, so it's going to stay the same. So now you choose a side, and you say 7. Open this up, choose an arrow, like this one. So now you have to choose 1, 2, or 9. So if you choose 9, you get this number. If you choose 2, you get this number. So it really depends here on how you want to do it. So the way I would do it was like, it would just jump around, right? So let's say they choose 2. So then they go to 5, and then you do this several times. So 5, well, that's 2, that kind of loops around. That's not Good. Let's choose 1 then. 1 goes to 3. 3 goes to 4. And then on the third one, or however many you want, then you would open up the fortune. And in this case, the fortunes for these are there. So we open up like this little thing here. And this we can write down our fortune. So we can write down you won, you lost, you know, do this there, do whatever. Like it's, you know, it's a game, whatever. So let's just write down different stars. Let's draw like a 5-2 here. We'll draw an 8-2 here. Just draw shapes, different shapes. We'll draw a square. Two squares, a triangle, two triangles, a hexagon, a pentagon, an octagon. Now the classical ones on the bottom, so maybe you can write something down here. Maybe not. I mean, the way I wrote it down right now, it kind of makes it so that the bottom numbers, which is 9 through 12, they're all on the back, so it's pretty easy to kind of get it also because there are no bottom numbers here, so we're kind of limited in the sense that if you choose 9, the probability of you getting like a bottom number is high. Because of the way I wrote it, right? You can always play around with how you write down your numbers to get different dynamics. But anyway, I'm going to write down on this one like U1, let's say. So U1 on this one, and then, well, let's just keep the theme and write more shapes down. What shape am I missing? I guess a heptagon. It's a weird little heptagon thing. Let's draw a circle here. And finally, let's draw 2 pentagons. Whatever, you know, it doesn't really matter. You can always draw them as big as you want to draw them, like, you know, you can be creative with it. And so now this would be the little fortune game. Pretty much like all faces are written, something's written on all faces. Well, except the top, so let's just write down here like color names. That's what I would do sometimes, just write down like green, blue, yellow, and black. So now you choose a color, so you go like black, so it would be like 1. Well, black only has 1 syllable, so black. My dog is looking at me. So you choose a number, let's say you choose 5, so it's odd, so it changes, and then you choose a side, so you choose a 4. Well, I choose it, so now I gotta go for an arrow. 5, 6, or 11. Let's say it's 6, so that's 5, so that's 2. 2 takes me to 5, again that loop, forgot about it. Let's say I go to 6, 7, 7 open up goes to 1, 1 open up, and I get a triangle. So that's my fortune, I guess. And this is the game I came up with when I was a kid. Good times, good times. But let me take out this dog because she's crying because she heard my brother. Let me just check on that.